Hello, Mixtresses and Mixters. This is Mixtress Ray. You're watching Mixtress video. So I don't know. This is going to be a slightly salty review. I'm having trouble with this deck, and I just kind of wanted to have a hangout session to kind of talk about the issues that I'm having with it. Issues I'm having like connecting to it. I've had it for a few months now. Tarot de la Nuit. Okay, so let's do it. Maybe put this right here, just for funsies, just for aesthetic reasons. Okay, so it's in no particular order. And let's light a candle, make this a true hangout sesh. You can't hang out with people without candles, right? I mean, what would that be like? Okay, you guys, I just had a very emotional moment. I watched, there's a flip through already of Buffy Tarot that isn't, like, according to my Amazon pre-order information, which I have pre-ordered it, it's not supposed to ship until March 22nd. So somebody has it already, and I couldn't resist. And I cried, you guys. I cried, weeping. They did a good job. There were some deal breakers that I had in mind, some things that I really wanted them to get right, and they did. And other things, but there was only one thing I was disappointed in, and that was the court cards. Anyway, that's a different salty stuffy review. Right now, we're talking about Tarot de la Nuit. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, what's on top is, this is in, again, no particular order. I'm just going to do a flip through and kind of talk about cards I like, cards I don't like. I might even categorize them as I go. So, I mean, you can see how long this video is. I can't imagine that this would be a short one, because I'm analyzing the imagery as I look at it. Okay, the Tower is... it's decent. It's good. We'll put this in the cards I like category. The Wheel is okay. So I've had a lot of decks like this, sort of these photo manipulation decks. I would put Tarot of the Mystical Moments, Moonchild, Starchild, any Danielle Noel deck I would put in this category. And I really like the color scheme in this deck. The fact that we have all these deep tones and purples. I like it, and I also, the Gothic aesthetic I'm into. I would say that this is, I mean, I've never had it, so I'm sure people would disagree with me on this, but I would say that this is an affordable version of Gothic. Is it Gothic Bohemian? Bohemian Gothic, which is like an insanely expensive deck that's not even in print all the time, I think. I don't know, I've never had it, but I think that's the case. So I would say, you know, if you agree that you think that those decks are similar, this is the affordable version of that, you know? And it's definitely like pre-existing art that was chosen for this deck. I don't think the choices were bad in most cases, but the issue that I'm having with it is a similar issue. Okay, let's just talk about this card specifically, is I want to actually look at each card and see, like, how is this Three of Pentacles? I mean, I guess because of the church window, we get sort of, yeah, this is okay. This isn't okay. But the issue that I'm having with it is similar to issues that I had with, like, Moonchild and things like that, which is what we're dealing with here is a lot of just really pretty people. And sometimes just like at a glance, you're doing a reading and you're just like, okay, bunch of models. What are we getting from this? I mean, I can get something from it. I can. But that initial like off-puttingness of the imagery is still like my first impression. Like I pull a card and the first thing is, okay, pretty blonde chick. What else we got? You know, I have to look past that to get to the meat. So is it ultimately worth it for me when there's so many other tarot decks that I have and love and use? So many other Gothic tarot decks that I have and love and use. I have another photo manipulation deck, Gothic deck, in fact, Dark Angels, that is also a low Scarabeo, but it's on the shuffleable cardstock. So do I really need to keep this? That's the point of doing this video, really. Do I really want to keep this deck? I mean, it's an affordable version of all those other decks that I mentioned. I mean, I guess Tarot of Mystical Moments is just as affordable as this. They are different aesthetics, but similar in vibe, I would say. So we have Three of Wands. She's holding a skull, but that's more Two of Wands, right? So this one, yeah, I don't really like it. Don't really like that one. So that'll be my don't like pile. We'll see. We'll see. I do really like this Chariot, actually, because we have the, you know, this looks like it was created to be a Chariot card, actually. I like this one. Nine of Swords. I also like this one. Another deck that this reminds me of is Ludi Lesket. I may even do like an unfair comparisons. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to do an unfair comparisons between Tarot de la Nuit and Ludi Lesket. And or Dark Angels, because those are the other two decks in my collection that I feel are most similar to this one. Knight of Swords. I like that we have a wolf, but I also, even though I've never seen it, oh, and there's also a crow down here. Love that. Love anytime I see a crow. Still searching for the perfect crow tarot. I know that this, it's funny that it's next to this one too, because these are both like, there's a lot of pop culture nods in this deck, and these are, even though I've never seen it, I think that these are supposed to be Game of Thrones characters, right? And that does take me out of it, knowing that that's what they're supposed to be. So it's like, and this is surface level stuff, right? Like I said before, like, I pull one of these cards and it's like, pretty person, Game of Thrones person. Okay, but so I am able to dig through that surface to the meat of what the card is, but it's difficult. Six of Swords. I do like this. This does look like a very self-healing, going towards your future, going towards the light. I do like this one. Wait, I put these over here when I don't actually like these two. I forgot what I was doing. I don't really like those two. I am always like anti white blonde skinny bitches. No offense if you are one. I wouldn't be against you as a person, but I'm against it in imagery. I love this. Like the colors in this card are so beautiful. And I am okay with this as an Eight of Cups as well. I do get some sort of like, that sort of sad girl goth, contemplative, self-love vibes. I think that general vibe in this deck is when it is successful for me. Knight of Wands. Very fiery. I mean, it doesn't look like her, but this is giving me, this is giving me some Hunger Games vibes. She even has like some blood on her. She is a warrior. So yeah, I'm into that. I love the Seven of Cups. So yeah, I had started filming this thinking, okay, this might be going in the overnight vag. The box, the giveaway box. This might be going in the giveaway box, and it still might, but it's going to be one that I'm taking longer. Whenever I put something in that box, it's going to stay there for a few months before I make a final decision. But yeah, there's something about this. This definitely, even though I have other decks kind of like it, not really. Like I would say, I think I already said it, but this would be a good affordable alternative if you're thinking about something expensive like Moonchild or, like I said, Bohemian Gothic, which is even more absolutely ridiculously expensive. I like this one too. Again, I respond really, I really respond to aesthetics and color. And this card has colors that I very much enjoy. I do not like this Three of Swords. And mostly it looks to me like this is a piece of art from a different era than the rest of the deck. It doesn't, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's probably the darkest thematically card of the deck, and that's not what I want from a Three of Swords. Ten of Pentacles. I do like that we have a crow. Yeah, I like this one because I'm getting some shamanistic vibes. We've got Threads of Fate, and yeah. So this is not a deck that's it's not a not thoughtful deck. You know, it is thoughtful. It is more than just pre-existing art, even though that is what it is. It's all thoughtfully chosen. I do really like this Empress. I love the colors. I love the fact that she's pretty much a part of her throne. It's decadent. She's relaxed. It's even kind of indulgent. Again, skinny white-haired bitches. I don't like that. This one confuses me because I always think it's going to be the Moon card, but it's not. It's the World, but I really like this image. So, I mean, it's not totally incongruent with the World card energy, but I just always think it's the Moon when I first pull it. But that being said, I do like it. Anytime, like, this is a personal bias, and most of you watching will probably disagree with this, but anytime something reminds me of a fairy tale, I'm not into it. So it's obviously Cinderella vibes. Ten of Cups. I just don't love this image, really. And I mean, I guess it's Ten of Cups in the sense that, like, anyone can feel complete within themselves. But, yeah. Then we got, like, a random Slayer. Five of Swords. I mean, I don't love this image, but I can see because I do conceptualize this as a Slayer card. Chosen one, Five of Swords, very isolating. Because you're the one girl in all the world that is chosen. So, like, thematically, as a Five of Swords, Slayer as a Five of Swords, I get it. Even though I don't love the actual aesthetics of that image very much. She just looks kind of confused. I don't know. Nine of Wands. I mean, we do have lots of fire. She does look hyper vigilant. We've got the wands in the background even. So maybe this one was actually created to be a Nine of Wands. I do think in some cases we're getting cards that were created to be the images. So I do like that. I do not like this Queen of Wands. The fact that it's the color choice, really, like, we're getting white as Queen of Wands? No. No for me. That's a no. It's a no for me. Four of Pentacles. She's kind of in a dilapidated building. I do sort of like this. This vibe of, like, this just reminds me of all the photo shoots that I would do with my friends whenever I was a goth teenager. Before I became an elder goth, when I was a goth teenager, we would go out to cemeteries and we'd bring all my pretty clothes because I had all these, like, vintage, I don't even know how I got all of them. They had to have been hand-me-downs. I think my mom went to a weird estate sale or something and she came home with, like, a bunch of, like lacy nightgowns and petticoats and different things, and I would just, like, haul it all. I would just take it all in, like, trash bags in my car and, like, go outside to different, like, cemeteries and dilapidated buildings and things and just take pictures with my friends, and we would just try on the clothes and take pictures, and this reminds me of that. So I do like that one. Oh, I do like this Judgment card too. So far there are more cards that I like than dislike. And this is another one that reminds me of Danielle Noel because of like, she has so many like portals in her artwork. Portals and gateways and archways and things. So I do actually like this, and this like these hooded figures going into this area. They're going into a tree, but also towards the light. It's interesting. Yeah, I like that one. Don't like this magician. Again, skinny white-haired chick. Anybody that, I just, yeah, it's not. I mean, we do have the roses and the lilies, though. And the limnaskit. So this was possibly actually created to be a magician card, but I don't like it. Four of Swords. I do sort of like this because if you look really closely, her arms are kind of like fungus. Her like sleeve is like a fungus situation. And the fact that she's like sleeping next to a clock. Yeah, conceptually, I get that. Love this. Even though this is skinny white-haired bitch, the eyes give her something more. You know, this is some werewolf shit, and I'm into it. Werewolf shit, and I'm into it. Even though this chick is redheaded, like, at a glance, I always think of Fiona Apple. Just like this, I think it's her face structure. And the colors in this card, again, all the deep purples are for me. But how does this speak to Six of Wands? Kinda doesn't, but I like it anyway because it's pretty. Do not like this Hierophant. Do not like this Hierophant. Anytime we get Pope vibes in a Hierophant card, I'm not into it. And I mean, he's not an old Pope, but he's still doing Pope. This one is just more Cinderella vibes, really. Not into that. Six of Pentacles. This looks like Taylor Swift. So no thank you. Skinny white-haired bitch. But in the case of the Devil, I think it makes sense. Because the narrative that I have for this card, this chick looks a little unhealthy as far as how skinny she is. At least the way that she's posed in real life. Whoever posed for this might not actually be unhealthy. But the way that I see this card is like eating disorder as addiction. So it does make sense to me as a Devil card, so I do like it. Don't like this. This is not how I see Two of Swords. Plus very aerial. Again, when things remind me of Disney, I'm not here for it 9 times out of 10. And I know that that's the opposite of what most of y'all will be thinking as you're watching this. Maybe I can see this guy as a Knight of Cups, but not a King. So, no thank you. Again, skinny, white-haired bitch. No. This is my favorite card in the deck. If I do let this deck go, and I do think, like, I know exactly who I would give it to. If I do decide to pass this deck on, I know exactly who I'm going to give it to. And it's my little sister. I know she would love this deck. She might even have it already. But if I do decide to let it go, this card is going on my wall. Because this is my favorite image in the entire deck, and because it's an extra card, whoever has it after me will just be deprived of this beautiful extra card. Again, we have some Slayer vibes, some Jennifer Love Hewitt as Slayer vibes. Yeah, I mean, I do really see the Seven of Wands as a Slayer card. So, yes. Do not like this, like, oiled up chick. I don't, she's supposed to be like a statue. I guess maybe... No. How is that temperance? No, thank you. I mean, I guess because the light is fire and the water is water, so those are the two elements. Overall, I do not like the aces in this deck because they're all sort of close-ups of women. Oh, here's another one right together. This is Björk, obviously. Yeah, I don't like it. I hate this Lovers card. I mean, I guess hate is a bit of a strong word, but the fact that he's like clutching her chin, that's the way that I see it. And like making her look at him. This is like a vampire trying to enthrall you. It's predatory to me. Knight of Cups. I get it. She's leading with her heart. Her shield is over her heart, and it is pulling her forward. Nope, 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 nope. Love this one, though. This is probably my second favorite card in the deck. Again, because it reminds me of my own nostalgia for being a goth teenager. This reminds me of that. This could easily be a picture that I took back in those days, or that I posed in, either way. I wish I still had those pictures. Anyway, this reminds me of that. It's beautiful. Again, yeah, my second favorite card in the deck. This is another one that specifically reminds me of Tarot and Mystical Moments. A lot. And also, what was that other deck that I had? Dream. It was something about a dream. That was mass market, or was indie, but is now mass market. Shit, I don't remember. There's another deck that this particular card reminds me of. Five of Cups. Ariel. Shit. Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense. I do really like this Hermit card. Because we get a crow with some really nice jewelry. And she's holding the lantern. This looks like it's supposed to be a Hermit card. So I do like this one. Don't really like this. I mean, it was created to be a star card, it seems. But just aesthetically, I don't like it. Don't like this because it reminds me of young adult novel covers. Like The Elite. I think the image that I'm thinking of. I just sort of chick standing in big beautiful dress, not for me. I do like this one. This one makes sense to me. I don't like this as a Queen of Swords because it's such a fiery energy. I do really like this Ten of Wands. The fact that she's just sort of standing there as the world is burning down. I do really like that one. I don't like this Fool card because, I mean, I guess it makes sense as a Fool card. It's like this very sweet young energy, but I feel like I can see her butt crack. And to me, she looks very young, so that's creepy. Queen of Cups. Again, just like, you know, pretty chick standing in a dress. I'm kind of neutral about this one, but overall, I think I dislike it more than I like it. We're getting kind of even now on the likes and dislikes. Sun card. Nope. Obviously, we have a Black Swan moment here, Seven of Pentacles. how does that translate to Seven of Pentacles? I don't think... There are 7 swans, so that's nice. I don't think I like it. Just because, for some reason, for me personally, like, being reminded of a fairy tale, I don't like. Yeah. Again, another ace. I just don't like the aces in this deck. I do not like this Justice card. I mean, it's obviously supposed to be a Justice card. We have a sword in one hand and we got scales in the other. But I want a fierceness in a Justice woman or man. And there's really no fierceness here, in my opinion. I like this image. The frog, the sort of like black 4-leaf clover, the fact that either she's just in a pond or her dress is kind of a pond of clovers and lily pads. Yeah, I do like that. This specifically reminds me of Bohemian Gothic. I don't understand what's happening here. She's running away. She's stealing a rose, maybe. I don't... Yeah, no. This image is so beautiful. We do have a skinny white-haired chick, but I like her. The fact that she is like... Her arm is sort of a wing situation, and she also has wings on her back / veil. Just as an image, this is so beautiful. I mean, I don't know if it's 4 of Wands, but it's beautiful. Do not like this death card. Having a chick in some Day of the Dead makeup does not a death card make. Do not like this guy at all. Do not like this guy at all. I know I'm in the minority on that. Another ace. Nope. I love this 4 of Cups though. This is very 4 of Cups, you know? It is perfect, and the colors, and yeah, it's just a beautiful image. Maybe I could turn this into an oracle deck or something. I could just rename, I could just use all the cards that I like and rename them. Nope. Sorry. Reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. Nope. Nope. Sort of a self-love 2 of Cups. Again, this reminds me of Danielle Noel. I can't decide. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I don't love it, but it's okay. King of Swords. No, he looks too villainous to me. I don't like her derpy face. She just looks like she doesn't know, she doesn't really have any thoughts in her head. So no. Sorry guys, like, I need to put a warning on this video. I don't think I had a good enough disclaimer at the beginning. Like, if you love this deck already, maybe don't watch this video. I mean, yeah, this makes sense as a Page of Cups for sure. Fucking Elsa. No. No. I love this card, though. This whole, like, ballerina sitting on the pages of a book. And why is she steamy? I don't know, but I'm into it. So, yes on that one. I don't know what we're supposed to think is lacking for this chick. Like, maybe she's an evil queen, and even though she has everything that she wants, she's still not happy. No. Absolutely not. Get out of here. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So, the verdict is we're slightly more skewed towards the cards I don't like. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards more that I don't like than I do. So, I don't know. Other things that are difficult for me with this deck that I haven't mentioned yet. I mean, I don't mind glossy decks in general, but the thing with glossy decks is they scratch more easily and they show fingerprints pretty badly. So I don't love that, and it's really hard to shuffle because of how stiff the cards are. It's hard to shuffle. It's hard to shuffle, scratches easily, fingerprints, and I just have a hard time connecting to it. And yet, there are cards like this. I really could turn it into an oracle deck that works for me. If I used all of these cards that I like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 5, 6, it would be a 37 card deck. So a smaller oracle deck, I guess. And some of the cards would be, like, what would I name this tower card? Because it would just be a tower card, right? I don't really love that wheel. I don't know. I just don't know. I think this is a situation of I like this woman's art, but that doesn't necessarily translate to a deck that is going to be super usable for me in the end. Let's do a shuffle and like do a little sample reading. Sorry, so if I just get cut off, I'm using the bad camera battery right now. It was fully charged when I pressed record, but fully charged with this battery means, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes? 45, if you're lucky. So if I just get cut off mid-sentence, I'm just going to go with it. So just so you know, that could happen. Okay. So I kind of want this deck to bargain for me, to keep it, maybe. What do you have to offer? Tarot de la Nuit, what do you have to offer? I just riffle shuffled it. I must be a little strong today. I just did it. Maybe it will kind of break in with time. Okay. I'm going to do like 3-card spread. What do you have to offer me, Tarot de la Nuit? I mean, the fact that I got rid of all those other decks that remind me of this, either that's an indicator that I just don't need a deck like this, or maybe I should keep it because I tend to be drawn to these sort of like beautiful photo manipulation style decks. And every once in a while I think, maybe I should get Star Child again. No, don't do it, bitch. Don't do it. Okay. We got 9 of Swords, the Star, and 5 of Wands. So sometimes whenever I'm doing this kind of thing, when I go through and pull cards that I like and don't like in a deck, and then pull some cards to do a reading, I'm specifically just looking at, are these the cards that I like? And in this case, I'm kind of neutral on the Nine of Swords. I don't like the Star and I don't like the Five of Wands. But then if we look beyond that at how do we read these cards as like an actual reading, anxiety, hope, and conflict. This specific image sort of reminds me of Ludi Lesket, which I already have. This card I just don't like at all. Same with that one. Yeah, I don't know, guys. And I don't necessarily feel that like putting these cards next to each other. Let's try something else. Synthesizes a good reading for me. Queen of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, and the Sun. Like, what is the thread that we're pulling together? Like, if you were just like intuitively reading these cards together, I guess there are sources of light in both of these cards. So we are kind of going from darkness to light. This is a possibility of light through a gateway, and here we've found it. The sun is rising. So yeah, that works, I guess. How is this an Ace of Wands, though? This chick looks like she's living in a crypt or something. She's got like tangled, dusty hair. How is this Ace of Wands? It's not. Okay, we got Taylor Swift, Six of Pentacles, Four of Cups that I love, and my favorite card in the whole deck. Honestly, oh, I hate to say this. I mean, maybe I don't hate to say it, because I'm fine with letting go of things that aren't working for me. I'm fine with that. But it's just sad whenever, like, you bought something because you thought it was going to work for you, and it doesn't. You know? It's just sad. But hanging this on my wall and looking at it every day is probably the most joy that I could get out of this deck. So, yeah. I have wasted some money on this particular deck because at first I bought a knockoff because I knew that I was going to be able to shuffle it. And the knockoff didn't have the Angel Danila Nuit card in it. So I gave away the knockoff and I bought the actual deck. And in the end, if I end up giving this away to my little sister, like I think I'm going to, then I bought a knockoff and the actual version of this, and the real version of this deck, just to give both copies away and have. So if you think of it like, in the end, I'm going to have this one image on my wall or use it as a bookmark or whatever. I spent, what, $40 in order to do that? That's terrible. I shouldn't think of it that way. That's the most depressing way to think of it. Anyway, thank you guys for being here on this little 40-minute hangout session talking about Tarot de la Nuit. I don't think it's a bad deck by any means. And it's definitely like, you know, it's a gothic fairy tale, pretty deck. It's not substanceless, but it's just, I don't think it has quite enough for me to connect to. Too many of the cards I have a bad reaction to from the jump. Just like the second I put them down, I don't like them for one weird reason or another. And I'm that kind of person that, like, I will hyper focus on a detail about something, and that's the reason I like it or don't like it. And overall, the hyper focus with this deck is, by and large, things I don't like. Fairy tales. Not that I don't like fairy tales at all, but I am not that person. I'm not a fairy tale person. In fairy tales, I am drawn to Maleficent and the Evil Queen, not and Ursula. I don't give a fuck about Ariel. or Snow White or any of those bitches. Any of those skinny white-haired bitches. Oh my god, okay, I'm gonna stop now because I'm being awful. Okay, love you guys. Bye.